Audio recording in 3, 2, 1, action. So where have you been, J Dot? Well, let me just give you a few clips so you could kind of catch up. So I'm gonna cue you in 3, 2, 1. Now, that was perfect. That was great. Oh, look at you. That was great. Here we go. And now.
Did I get it? Did I get it off? I didn't get it.
I needed you to hold it for a little bit longer. You almost, that was sweet though. That was sweet.
I'm a road runner 201 jammer.
That was a good take. That was a good ass take.
You got this on freaking. Yes.
You know how to switch it?
No, I forgot.
C1. Do you think I should keep my hand up with the phone, or should I like kind of put it in my pocket?
You should put it in your
Put it
pocket.
in my pocket.
Yeah.
Like this, or should I give a little cross arm, or should I give?
You know what? I think it's better with the phone in your hand.
Really?
Yeah. But have it.
I'm gonna kinda keep
Yeah,
it
right
this
there.
Hold on, don't start yet. You got me laughing and shit. Moral of the story: not shit for real. Just been chilling. Well, today's video is gonna be a lot different. I had a really long conversation with a close friend of mine. We just talked about mental health. This video is really not for entertainment. It's really about awareness. And I just want people to know, like, y'all not in this shit alone. Like, a lot of us go through this. So today's video is pretty much gonna cover the basis of that. And one last thing, the audio was kind of messed up, so I had it only linked to the left channel, so it'll only be playing out of you guys' left ear phone if for headphone users. So I apologize for that one. But here we go. What's going on, YouTube? It's J Boo here. It's been about 3 months, probably 3 going on 4 months since y'all seen my face. Didn't really want y'all to see my face in this setting. I really wanted to come back in a more bright, delightful, type of setting. But a lot of things been happening in my life, and I just wanted to sort of touch on it, if you want to say. So yeah, I'm glad to be back. Let's start off with that. I've been away from the scene for a while, dealing with a lot of mental things. I've been trying to get myself back on a routine where I'm just able to maintain my mental stability a little bit more easily. Obviously, something had to happen for me to just disappear on everybody on Instagram and on YouTube, especially like music videos, everything. Like, of course, it has to be a reason, and I'm gonna touch a little bit over it as much as I can today. But yeah, I had a phone conversation with somebody, a real dear friend of mine. We kind of deal with the same thing similarly, and I want y'all to check just some of the conversation that we had out. And I'm gonna just play that for y'all. So here go that clip right now. So I'm about to give Diane a call. Hopefully she's free to talk, but if she's not, then that pretty much ruined my vlog or the video. So let's try to give her a call real quick. Her number's somewhere. Let's see. Right here. Hope it connects.
Hello.
Hey, are you free to talk right now?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, I'm doing a video. I'm doing a video for YouTube, and basically what we're doing is going over um things about mental health, and I thought of you because me and you go through similar shit. So, yeah, I just thought to call you. Is that something you could talk about for a little bit?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So, of course, I got a couple like premeditated questions because I kind
Mhm.
of, I don't want to waste too much time with it. Want to kind of get to the point. Um,
Okay.
so, the first thing like that I was, wondering was, what are some things that, what put you into like your depressed state or, your slump that you were having in life?
Um, I think one of the main reasons
Oh shit.
of why I slip
Hmm.
into things that are depressing is um loneliness.
Mm,
Um, this may sound silly, but the weather definitely affects how I feel
the weather?
because the weather, yeah. So
Explain
if
that real
I
quick.
Okay, so if it's raining or if it's dark, if I
Hmm.
don't have any light in my room, I feel very sad. I start reflecting on things that may have passed that used to make me upset.
Mm,
Um, but when it's sunny, I don't know. It just feels like there's like a good day ahead. I don't know. I've heard some people who have that, but for me, it's very real
yeah.
with me. But
That.
I think the big reason is that me feeling alone. Sometimes I feel like I don't have as many people around, and the
Hmm.
people that I do have around
Hmm.
um, don't really benefit me. And I guess that is my fault for keeping them around, but
Do you feel like?
I
Sorry to cut you off. Do you feel like? Would you say that you're kind of dependent
I
on?
was actually just about to say that before you cut me out. That's exactly what I was
Really?
going to say. I have the issue with being independent. That's exactly what I was going to say. I have the issue
Mm,
with being independent. And I've had this issue since I was little, not little, but since I was young. I
yeah.
feel like I need validation, and believe it or not, I'm very insecure
Mm.
with some of the things that I do, and I feel like not all my life, but majority of it, I was told how to act, what to do, and I felt like people never really liked me for who I was. I think that's the main reason of that. It's just
Mm.
like something happens, conflict happens, it could be the littlest thing, and then I just like slip into something that's like a hole for me that I can't crawl out of sometimes.
That's very interesting. One thing that I really just thinking about was the weather thing. I'm the type of person that like, and it's so weird because like I like being in the dark. Like I like when it's raining. I like when it's like gloomy. I don't know why. Like
That's so crazy.
I think it's like it's more of a I like the feeling of I don't know, it just feels so relaxing. Like I
It
like
is when you're sleeping.
I like isolation. Let's say that. I like isolation.
Okay.
I grew up alone. Like I grew up with no friends for real. I grew up being bullied. Like I grew up very like lonely. So um that's something that I pretty much grew into. Now when I had got into my relationship, when I started growing out and getting friends, when it got to the point where the relationship was going to shit and all my friends was kind of I was kind of getting back to that lonely state and was pushing everybody away, that low key slipped me into my depression as well because I never knew what the fuck loneliness was until I was put in a position where I wasn't lonely and I went back into
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
So I know exactly what you mean when you say like loneliness. Like that's a big thing. I feel
Hmm.
like another thing, like with me, and I feel like this is the most common factor when it comes to a lot of people with depression, but loss, like losing things. If it comes to like a death or a relationship or financially, I feel like loss is like number one on the list of
Definitely,
triggers.
definitely. I definitely agree with that. Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of people like we don't we don't really know how to handle like losing shit. Like I don't know. I can't really get into depth about that. Like it's
It's
weird.
like the first thing you don't know it to experience it, and the first time you do it, it can really hit hard. And whether that's somebody's leaving Earth or leaving your life,
Yeah.
if they're physically here or
Hmm.
if they're physically gone,
Yeah.
I think it still hurts the same.
Hmm.
So I definitely understand that, and kind of how you were saying with your relationship,
Hmm.
like in my relationship, I was with one person for 3 years, and there were some good times and there were some bad times. But that person I was with was my only, not my only friend, but um,
I know what you mean
being
by
with
that.
that, yeah, like being with that person every day
Hmm.
can help, but not to isolate yourself from the people that love you.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
So, and not that it's a bad, not
It,
that it's a bad thing.
and that's what kind of happened like when my relationship and y'all like I started getting so used to only going to one person and being around that one person. I was getting so comfortable and content with just being with that one person that everybody outside of my relationship was just starting to develop an irrelevancy in my mind. And
Right.
I didn't realize how bad that was until I point where I needed a friend because I was going through something and it was just like fuck, like
Hmm.
fuck.
Yeah, I definitely get. Like I still hung out with friends. Don't get me wrong, but that was the main person that I would run to because that person that person was and still is my best friend. I mean, there was a lot of bad things, but I honestly don't regret anything that's happened between me and that person's relationship.
Boy,
So
I wish what's her name was that same way. Shit. She hate my guts.
I don't know. Sometimes it takes a minute, like for
You think
us.
so?
Definitely, because for us, I think I told you this before. Like you have to grow,
Y-
and for us, it took us a very long time to realize that outside things shouldn't affect what's inside of our
Yeah,
relationship,
yeah.
and that we loved each other more than anything, and we would
Mhm.
hate for each other to be out of each other's lives. That took a very very long time. People always say like, "Why do you go back to her?" And I'm sure people ask her like, "Why do you go back to her?" But the love there is
Yeah.
the love there is like I can't even explain. I've never had somebody love me the way she did, and she still does. So that will always
And it's like I just feel like it's the same way with me and old girl. Like she has recognized that I've done a lot more than what any other man has. I just showed her
yeah.
so much more passion and care for her and her interest than any other man in her life. And it's like she still treats me like shit because of something I did 2 years ago, which you know about.
It's the difference between heart and mind, and it's just growth. Like and sometimes it takes a loss or anything
Hmm.
of that nature to get that person to snap back and just be like, you know what, all of this is so pointless when
Hmm.
the you being right here is all that matters. Sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's bad, but if it's meant to happen, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know what the future holds for me and the person I used to be with, but I
Hmm.
know that person will be in my life forever. And if like whatever happens, that person is gonna continue to be in my life because that was an angel sent from heaven for me. I honestly feel like with the whole mental uh, illnesses and things that I've been through, I don't feel like I'd still be alive if it weren't for her and my mom.
And
So
that's exactly how I feel about Abigail and my mom. Like they've been there continuously in and out my deeper valleys,
mhm.
and I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for them as well. And it's like I don't know. I guess I mean, you pretty much said it's just all about growth. It's all about growth. So
Definitely.
I just pretty much have to wait till that happens. Everybody matures at a different
And
rate.
patience is key. It'll
Yeah,
come faster than you think it will.
yeah, definitely. We
For
kind of
sure.
fell off in a very bad manner. Um, but we'll talk about that later.
Hmm.
So, the next question I wanted to ask is, when did you realize you were depressed? Like, what age? Not what age, but when did you realize that the sadness that you were having and all that other shit was actually depression? Like, so for instance, to give you an example, with me, after I graduated high school, everybody knew I was big time in soccer. Like soccer was my shit. Like everybody, that's what people knew me for in high school was for soccer, and people knew that that's what I wanted to do in my life. After I graduated high school, I didn't go to college because of academic, my lack of academics, and I didn't really realize life outside of high school and what the fuck it actually is. And when I was just chilling at my mama's house, oh, summer break, I'm free. Like all my friends going to college, all my friends having these plans. They like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna do that when I get older. And I'm just sitting here like, well, I want to be a soccer player. And people telling me like, you understand that's not what all life is about. But that was all I was brought up on was sports. So I remember in 2017, I graduated in 2016. 2017, um, I started getting real unmotivated. Like I used to be a very happy person. Like I used to be spoon fed. Like when it came to my mom used to give me everything just 'cause I was so good in sports. Like she just felt like that's what I deserved. My mom stopped doing shit for me. I started sleeping really late. I started not eating as much. Um,
The real world hit you.
yeah, like I started realizing what the fuck was like life was. I started developing like this mood that I never ever occurred, which was like fatigue, um, just that lack of motivation. Like I didn't want to wake up. Um, again, my lack of appetite, things of that sort. That's when I finally noticed, like, damn, I'm really, I'm really on some sad shit right now.
Sorry, ninth grade year
Hmm.
uh was, yeah, one of my hardest times. There was a situation that it's not necessarily going depth in, but I felt like I had really no friends,
Hmm.
and I felt really, really, really alone. And being 14, I believe, or 15, 14, I believe,
Hmm.
and having that feeling, I feel good to say that I shouldn't have felt it at such a young age.
Yeah,
Um, I just feel like I feel like I had no one, and I felt like nobody understood me and where I was coming from. I don't know, it'd just be times where I would like sit in bed and I would do nothing. I would cry myself to sleep, and
really.
I would find myself sleeping all the time, which is not healthy. So it's not healthy for you to sleep all the time. It's just very unhealthy.
Yeah,
I found myself not eating, and the only people I felt like I could talk to were my parents, and I felt like they didn't understand.
that's crazy that
Yeah,
that happened at that age. Actually, like I feel bad, like for you to experience that at a young age, and now I'm getting a better perspective on it. You've been living with this for a while, like the
yeah,
anxiety,
yeah.
yeah, that's pretty. That makes me kind of feel ungrateful in a way because
Or,
I kind of like shout at the world like, God, why are you doing this to me? And it's like people really be living through this shit for a long time, and I only been depressed for about two 3 years, 2 3 years.
and I used to do the same thing, but I think I try my best to look at things as positive as I can because my relationship with God has grown. I mean, humongously. I
Definitely.
I believe that everything happens for a reason, and I just I choose. You make a choice every day. You're either gonna seize the day, or you're either gonna cry and marinate in, like you being sad and crying and thinking about things that aren't going right, or you can wake up and be happy for the things that are going right. And I think that took me a long time to understand. I just have to be grateful for the things that I do have, because a lot of people don't have the things that I have.
Yeah.
And although I struggle and it's realistic, um, thinking positively about what the day holds than thinking negatively helps. Not a lot. It doesn't help a lot, but it helps in some way. That shit's not easy. It's
So
really not.
so sorry to cut you off, but do you think you know what happiness is?
I do, because I've experienced it before. Um, and even through this,
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that I'm not happy. You know.
Well, let me say something right here. I was reading an article
Mm-hmm.
and I was going over like certain things of depression. One weird thing sparked my interest. They said, of course, when you go through depression, you go through a lot of emotional roller coasters, and one main feeling is joy. You have these drives of joy because, and it's like, and it made me think, because it's like sometimes when something slightly good happens that I feel like is good, I have a rush for like a couple hours of joy and happiness. I'm like, fuck yeah, like let's go.
Yeah.
And then it's like when like something next bad happens, it's like a fat ass setback. It's like,
And that's what I'm saying. Like, something good can happen and you are on top of the world.
mm-hmm,
Something bad happens and you take like 300 steps back.
exactly. And it's
And
like,
that's a mental thing. Like, you can't allow yourself to give your depression or anxiety that type of power. Cause change the past.
yeah, that's something that I gotta kind of get in my head. I'm somebody that really like, I think about the past a lot, and I'm someone that beats the fuck out of myself because of the past. Like, it's a lot of things I regret doing, like a lot, and I feel like it's so many things that I could have avoided in life to place me at a better position in my life, career wise, in my life relationship, financially. Like, so many things that I could have done so differently, and it's like one thing that me and Abigail used to like not meet up on the same level was I used to worry about my future a lot. I used to be somebody that, no, I gotta do this now so my future could do this, or I gotta do this now so in a couple months. And she didn't used to like that because I used to stress myself out because I used to always worry about the future or not the present. And that's kind of another reason why we kind of fell off really hard, because she just needed time, and she told me that all the time. And she needed time to grow. She wanted to break up, and I just couldn't go. Like, I couldn't let her go because I was so worried about the future. I'm like, no, but what if we don't come back together? And it's like, I really shouldn't have been worried about the future as much. And it's like, time and time again, I proved to myself that I should not fucking worry about the future as much, because that shit just ruins. Like, it fucks up the experience for now because you're so fucking worried about the future. I was talking to my friend. I said, if you could if you could see what you were going to be 10 years from now or 20 years from now, would you take the opportunity? This nigga opened my eyes up. He said no. I said, what the fuck? Why? He said, because if I wanted to see what I'm gonna be in 10 to 20 years, and it's something that I don't like, I'm going to be doing all these things to prevent that to happen, and in reality I'm going to end up with what I don't like. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I have never heard no one say something like that, and it's just like, that's some real shit. So it's like, I really shouldn't worry about my future as much, because it's like, what if it is something that, I don't like, simply because I'm stressing so fucking hard about making the perfect future rather than letting it flow. So,
Right.
damn, that's crazy. I'm fucking consulting myself at this point. Like, that's fucking crazy, bruh.
Yeah.
That is. So, were you ever diagnosed like with depression, or like you kind of diagnosed yourself?
I wasn't diagnosed, and that's why I get I'm a little sensitive with the word depression.
Mm-hmm.
But I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder,
Mm-hmm.
so I still deal with mental issues
Yeah.
when it comes to anxiety, and anxiety can lead to depression. Depression can lead to other things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so no, I think you can slip into depressed situations or feelings without actually being diagnosed. I do think there are people who are diagnosed,
Yeah.
but for me, I just deal with very, very bad anxiety,
Yeah.
very bad, and
Yeah.
it's taking a toll on my life tremendously. So I'm working on that each day. Were you?
Yeah, I was actually diagnosed with what is that shit called? I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I
Mm,
think it's the B type, and I was diagnosed with, they said, clinical depression, which is like the
clinical,
worst
yeah,
form of depression.
it is, yeah.
And they tried to drug me up with medicines. Like they gave me hella prescriptions, and I never took them. I'm someone that's against medicinal use.
I am too, yeah.
Yeah. One thing I don't like is like the drugs that kind of alter your mood and alter your brain.
Yeah,
I feel like one of the worst medications could ever be on in life is medication for depression. Let me explain why. Um, I feel like once you're on medication for depression and shit like that, let's just say that you slip out of your depression, and or you feel like you're done with your depression, and you get to the point where you stop taking your medicine, and you get so used to being in that zombie like state that when you're finally in the real world, like you're getting hit with real emotions that you're not fucking used to anymore. And
right.
it's like it'll throw you in a deeper hole than what you were in beforehand. And I just feel like, yeah, just medications for depression is something that's, I don't recommend it at all, bro. It'll throw you in a deeper asshole than what you were in before when you fucking first started taking it. If you could go back and kind of change the things, avoid some of the things that done put you into your depression, do you think that you would kind of change things up in a way or try to avoid certain things? Or basically, do you regret your depression? Do you
No.
regret going through it? You don't? Why not?
I don't regret anything that I do in life. I think everything that's happened, good or bad, makes me the person that I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that if I would change it, I wouldn't be as humble as I am today or as cognizant of other people's feelings. I think me going through it uh, helps me recognize other people who are going through it. I can pick up on emotions very well. And I feel like people don't understand any type of mental illness or disability until they experience it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think
Yes.
everybody thinks it's something to play around with or it's something that it's a call for attention or we're attention seekers when it's a realistic thing that people go through. So I wouldn't change it. I feel like the gift that I have from God is to be able to recognize other people's sadness or darkness, which I hope I can bring people out of because I feel like I didn't have anybody to bring me out of it. I had to do it on my own.
Same. Yeah.
Um, which, like I said, I don't regret because me learning how to get out of it on my own makes me a stronger person,
Yeah.
and then it helps me be there for other people.
Yeah.
And I could be called too nice or that I don't stick up for myself. I'm honestly I'm okay with that because I know
Mm-hmm.
how to address the things that are I don't know very detrimental to me. So
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah, because one thing that I was going through a lot was a lot of people was saying I was letting Abby run me over. I was being too nice. I was being simp. I was being pussy. This and this and that. And it's like in reality, it's not. That's not that. Like, I just feel like when you're in a relationship, especially at these younger stages,
mm-hmm,
I feel like you're going to go through hell
yeah,
because we have to experience so much fucking shit in life for us to to grow as humans. And sometimes that growth requires some immoral actions, and sometimes require some things that your partner is not going to fuck with.
Mm.
And like when she left me for um I was nigga, I was still there. I was even giving her advice on the current relationship, and that blew her out of the waters. Like, she never expected me to do that because I understood why she was doing it. She's 19 years old. She's only had like two real boyfriends, and Josh. I said Josh, and like, and then it was me. But we never dated. We just always been a thing. But she's only had three real men in her life. Do you honestly think someone of her quality is going to just be content with three men in her entire fucking life?
Mm.
And it's like, I understood that she was going to get to that age and that point where she's like, I want to experience more. And me
As
being,
she should. I mean, she should.
that's what I'm saying. I told her, baby, get this out of your system. Get it all out of your system. And a lot of people don't realize I've slept with so many women that this is not even about experience for me no more. Like, I feel like I have experienced what I need to experience. And one thing that she used to always ask me, Jelani, how do you know for sure you want to be with me for the rest of your life? I always told her, Abigail, I've never given this much time and effort into a woman. I've never invested myself into another being until now. I know that I want to be with you because I I've always been a whore. And now that I'm telling myself, all right, nigga, it's time to cut it out, and it's time to settle down. You feel me? I know this is the time. Like the dreams that I have and the relationship that I have developed with God is like, this isn't even about experience anymore, but it's more about building a legacy. It is more about building a good ass book for myself. Like, I want to go down as something that's fucking legendary. Like, I just want to. I don't give a fuck about experience and fun, bro. Like, I understand we only live one time. Like, you, when you dead, you dead. You feel me? And we only experiencing this shit one motherfucking only one time. But I don't have that young generational mindset of YOLO. Like, I don't have that
Yeah, I don't.
mindset.
I have to agree. Like, I don't have that either. For me, it's not like a, oh, let's get this money type thing. It's the fact that I know what I want to do for the rest of my life,
Hmm.
and I know I want to be something that other people can look up to,
Exactly,
and I want
exactly.
to be somebody where when I die, everybody knows my name.
Yep,
That's what
yep,
I want.
exactly.
So I will do anything if I have to skip parties to do shit and stay at home and do all this stuff. I don't care about the fun. When I go to heaven, that's when I'll be having my fun. Okay, I know I'm gonna be having fun up there when I make it up when I make it to heaven. But as of now, the fun will come later. The fun will fall into its place
Exactly.
when you when you make it. And for me, I guess it's not like, I mean, everybody knows I want to be an actress. And that's the only thing I can see myself doing for the rest of my life. But it's not really about the money that drives me in.
Me neither.
It's about me wanting to influence other
Yep.
people. I
Mm-hmm.
could care less about the money. I love to act. I don't care if I was making. I mean, of course, I would care if I was making like $3 an hour. Of course,
Yeah,
money
yeah,
matters. Don't
yeah.
get me wrong, but I don't need to have billions and
Yep,
billions
yep.
of dollars to feel valid.
I don't want to come off like as if I'm bitching about her, cause that's
I don't think you are. I think you're
yeah,
expressing
cause
what you need to, and you're getting stuff off your chest, which I think is very healthy and organic. Um, like, I don't know. I am telling you this because I agree with you so much.
mm-hmm.
You just gotta let people be who they are, and
Yeah.
everything will fall into their place because God has a different path for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what route they take, as long as it's God's route,
Yeah.
the goal will still be the same.
Uh-huh.
Something that is very, demonic is a strong word, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna say it. Social media is very, very demonic, and it's very negative, and
It,
I see myself on my phone all the time. The only time I'm not is when I'm like eating, and because I want to be present and I want to be in front, I want to be able to talk and
it's
express my feelings to different people, you know. But I'm on my phone all the time.
same, same.
Anytime I see something new, I'm like, ooh, I want to get that, or ooh, I want to
Mm-hmm.
look like that, or
Mm-hmm.
ooh, maybe people like me better if I look like that. And
Oh, please let me
also,
cut you off. Please let me cut
good.
you off. Oh my God, bro, you are tackling so many points that I've like created. So, social media, toxic. It's toxic. It's addicting. It's so full of negativity. It's it's something that is just like you said, demonic. Like it's terrible for the soul. I feel like social media has us rushing ourselves. It has us it has us chasing more than what we could obtain.
Hmm.
It makes us compare ourselves all the time. It 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 makes us have this mindset of we have to appear happy to be successful
Yeah,
or to go far. it
yeah.
it tricks the fuck out of us in so many ways, and like you said,
Hmm.
it's so addicting. Like you just be on that motherfucker. Like, man, today, the other day I caught myself doing that shit. Like I'm literally clicking off of Instagram, going right back on Instagram like 10 seconds later.
Me
Bruh.
too. I will jump from Instagram to Twitter to messages to
Yes,
email
bruh.
to Snapchat back to
Yes.
Twitter to Instagram back to my messages. You know, and it's just like, why do you do this? It's
Yes,
so
bruh.
pointless, and it's just like it tackles the mind, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very, and you're so oblivious to it until you catch
Oblivious as
yourself doing,
fuck.
like, until you catch yourself doing, like today I binge watched like I literally watched like 7 episodes of like 13 Reasons Why today, and I was on my phone the entire time. And I'm like,
Wow.
why? Like I was, and I have.
We got 7 minutes left of recording on the camera before it shuts off.
Right.
So one final question. To wrap up the interview or to wrap up the conversation, whatever you want to call it. If you could say anything to the people watching this that are currently going through the same situation or going through something as similar as, just being mentally unstable or emotionally unstable, what is some advice or a positive message that you would give to these people that are watching right now?
Um. Okay. I would say treat the universe well. Pray. Whatever you believe in, whether that's the universe, God, Buddha, Muslim, whatever religion you are, or if you just believe in the universe making all the decisions for everybody, treat treat that well.
Right.
Um, take care of yourself before you take care of anybody else. You can't fix hurt people that you didn't hurt in the first place.
Mm.
Um, drink your water. It helps. Eat good food. That helps too. And but most importantly, talk to somebody.
Yeah.
I think what a lot of people feel like is that they'll be judged when they talk to somebody.
Do you
And
mean do you mean like therapist or do you mean like a friend?
I mean, whoever you feel comfortable talking to,
Okay.
talk to somebody, because when you bottle up so much bullshit, you're going to explode, whether it's tomorrow or a month from now
Yep.
or later.
Mhm.
And when you bottle up so much shit,
Yeah.
the worst happens.
Exactly.
And that can lead to shutting down, depression,
Mhm.
or the worst is taking your own life. Always know that there's a tomorrow. Everything that happens today will be put in the past. Leave
Mhm.
yesterday in yesterday. Don't carry it on your shoulders because it'll be very heavy. And live in the present. And, wake up each morning trying to have a positive outlook on life. And that, like, if this pain doesn't last forever, And after this pain, there'll be another one because that's what life is. And realistically, uh, you don't live a day without pain. So if it's not this one, it's another one, and if after that one, it'll be another one, and then there'll be another one. But it definitely gets better.
Yeah.
So
Well, well, I appreciate you for taking this 50-minute this 50-minute
damn,
interview. Yeah, that was a long ass time.
it was good though.
Yeah, definitely. Um, like I said, I appreciate you for taking the time out to talk to me at this time of night. Um, I will have Diane's not personal, but her social media accounts and the link below, just in case you want to give her a follow. Um, I might do more things like this, guys. I don't know for sure yet. I kind of enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too,
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I feel
and
like
I'll be watching.
yeah. So, um, I'm going to get back to the scene where I was in the car. So, again, I just want to tell you again, thank you, Diane, and I'll see y'all back in the car. Boom. One thing that I really want to promote to everybody is like definitely people aren't alone. It's alright to be sad, bro. It's alright to feel like shit. It's alright to not know where you're going in life. It's okay to be kind of stuck. We have this perception nowadays in society and in our generation that we need to have it all figured out before a certain age. We need to be doing this. We need to be doing that before a certain age. And I really feel like that's where I got caught up. Just as far as my vehicle, my Camaro. As far as trying to get every fucking thing I could get my hands on at a young age just to say that I did it. I feel like this generation is also very egotistical. We're driven a lot off of our ego. We're driven a lot off our possessions and what we're able to do. And that makes us rush. I feel like social media makes us rush to do things and try to overachieve things before a certain age. And the fact that we see that often with a lot of these little younger famous people, we try to compare ourselves to that and we try to get ourselves into that same point, and when we realize that we cannot, it's just, it kind of makes us feel shitty, and it kind of makes us, get a little bit unmotivated in a way. Like, I fell victim to trying to be like one of the guys that was balling. Like, little do y'all know, I'm driving around with my Camaro with like $20 every other day. Like, if I wasn't shooting, I was probably going around with like $5 in my pocket, asking my mom for gas money, asking my mom to buy me food. Like, we rather look good rather than be good. And in society, we live in a very sad ass generation that pretends to look happy. It's a pride thing. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with us. Like, I don't even know what's wrong with me that I feel like I need to have all of the best shit to be happy. This generation isn't built off of being grateful. We're not built to feel good and be happy about what we currently have. And I feel like our latest generation with our parents, they were the ones that were striving just to be grateful and just to have something to cover them. And since they paved that way for us, we just feel like we don't have to be grateful for it because we have everything at our hands. One thing that I really do want to promote at the end of the day is just to let y'all know, like, it's really cool. Like, it's not cool to go through shit like this, but this shit real life builds character. It builds so much resilience, and it really puts an armor on your soul and on your mental being that you just don't understand. I honestly feel like people that do go through the shit like that, we tend to be the ones that give off the advice a lot more, like, rather than taking it in. I can't really get too much in detail on that because I had something in my head that I really can't even fucking like process out. But But yeah, the moral of the story of like this whole entire video, and today is the 30th. I mean, it's the fucking it's the 30th. Like right now, as y'all can look on the camera, it's the 30th. I can't even see it, but it's the 30th, and I'm gonna be releasing this video on the 30th as well. So I really do hope that y'all enjoyed the conversation that I had with the person on the phone. The biggest thing that I do want to let you all know, though, is I apologize deeply for being away from YouTube for about 3-4 months. Like, that was something that was very unplanned. It was very unprofessional of me because I kind of just dipped, but I had to get my shit together, bro. Like, I really had to get my shit together. And I guess that pretty much covers everything I wanted to go over. So I can't promise when the next video will be, because like I said, I'm still battling shit. I'm still trying to get past shit. I'm still trying to re-up on a lot of things. So I guess I'll probably see y'all, I'm guessing, in the winter. So I'm glad y'all watched this video. This is J. Boo here, and I'm out.